of 9.81 meters per second squared.
No problem.
Okay. What is causing that acceleration is something something we're calling gravity.
Okay.
You could call it pink unicorns. You could call it dildo farts. You can call it whatever the fuck you want.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't
let
matter.
me
It's
get
just a
clarity.
damn name.
Okay, so let me get clarity. Are you saying that you don't know the cause?
What I'm saying is that the level we're talking right now, the cause is irrelevant.
Hold on. Yes, it is. Hold on. It is relevant because that's why we're having this conversation, because it's very relevant. So you don't want it to be relevant, but it is.
No. Let me. Okay. It is a fact that there is an acceleration.
We got
due
that
to gravity.
part. Hold on.
Or there is an acceleration.
Don't say just leave out the due to gravity part. Because we ain't got that far yet. Okay.
It is a fact that there is an acceleration towards the Earth of 9.81 meters per second squared.
We've already established that. We're fine with that so far. Now, what's your next step? Okay.
Okay, as far as what's causing that, and I'm okay. How do I put this? I've got a master's of science degree, and I'm not qualified to debunk Einstein's freaking work, and I highly doubt you are as well.
Dude, I'm not asking you all of that about who's qualified to do what. I'm not looking for your resume. I'm just talking about how do you get to your next step to say that what the cause is. That's all I'm asking you. I'm not looking for a psychoanalysis or none of that.
It's just the name that we're giving to what is causing that acceleration.
Okay, but you don't know what that cause is, correct?
Okay, what do you mean by I don't know?
In other words, if you know what a cause of something is, that means that you will know what the cause is of the effect. So you have the acceleration, that's the effect. Now, in order to know what that cause is, you would have to know how that is being accelerated. That's what a cause is, the how it's being done. Now, do you have this cause and knowledge of this cause?
I have a general understanding of Einstein's.
Okay, so you're talking about you. Yeah. So what you're saying is you just believe what somebody else said about what the cause is.
No, because science is nothing to do with belief.
Okay, then what does science? What does science say the cause is?
Science says the. Oh my God.
This is not hard, dude. It's a very simple question.
You just had this conversation with whoever the fuck you were talking with earlier, or whoever the fuck it was.
Dude, I know it's rough because, see, here's the thing.
It's not rough.
Hold on, take it easy. Just slow down. Dude, take it easy. Let me get through this. Now, what you...
Yeah, but you're not letting me finish.
I know, but come on, man. You said that the acceleration was due to gravity in your statement, and that's why I backed you up. I said, hold it. You see the acceleration, but saying that it's due to gravity, that's what we have to talk about. And see, and this is what I'm saying. That's the part where they make shit up. When they say due to gravity, they don't know anything about what the cause is. So if you don't know what the cause is and you state a cause, that means you're making up a cause.
No. God damn it, no.
He doesn't know what the cause is either, mate. Do you, Slick? You don't know what the cause is, do you?
No.
How would you go about working out what it...
You have to do scientific experimentation.
Okay, well, let me make this
example, please.
In other words, like you mean how you would do a scientific experimentation?
No, how you would do a scientific experimentation.
Well, what I would do, I mean, the way that I would start it was this. Okay, I see what's happening. I have my effect. Now I would come up with a theory. I wonder what could be causing that. And then I would think to myself, well, the item has its own weight. I mean, it's made of something and has its matter. So, I can, say, well, okay, an apple grows in a tree. The fucking thing grows. It gets energy from the sun. That's where it gets its energy from for growth. And then all of a sudden it gets too heavy for the branch. Branch can't hold it anymore. And it lets go of the branch. It goes back to its roots where it came from to begin with.
All right.
Now that would be my theory that I would start with.
But that's not a theory because you're not giving a mechanism. You're just saying it's returning to its natural resting state. It sounds like... That's not a mechanism. That's not something you can test and quantify and have a metric for. It doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean it doesn't mean? What are you talking about?
Okay, let me just put it to you this way. So, okay, let me just put it to you this way, and I'm sorry, I'm fucking tired. Can you prove any of the work that Einstein did as far as gravity is concerned wrong? Yes or no?
Dude, first of all, Einstein is your hero. He's just another stupid son of a bitch to me.
So I'm gonna take that as
you're asking me about Einstein. You're wasting your time. Fuck Einstein.
Unless you can prove it wrong, you have no ground to stand on, because people have been testing his shit for 70 years, I think, at this point, and nobody's been able to prove it wrong.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Has anybody come up with a cause for this effect then?
What do you think I'm talking about with Einstein?
Yeah,
man?
You're talking about the shit that Einstein made up. I'm talking about a cause.
It's not made up. It's not made up.
So then what's the cause? What's the cause?
The bending of space-time.
So what is the cause of this acceleration? I want to hear you tell me what the cause is.
The bending of space-time.
Okay, so the bending of space-time is the cause of acceleration.
It's not the cause of acceleration. It's
okay, but that's what we're talking about. Dude, we're talking about the
gravitational acceleration.
Dude,
you need to be specific about what you're saying.
I am specific.
Acceleration.
Yes, we're talking about acceleration. You're talking about
a car accelerating down a drag strip is not caused by gravity. A car accelerating due to being dropped by a Sikorsky helicopter is accelerating due to gravity. You've got to be very specific about what you're talking about. I was
specific. We were talking about acceleration. Dude, why don't you let me get it out? We were talking about acceleration due to your 9.8 millimeters per second square. That's what we were talking about. So I misspoke. You know what I'm talking about. That's what we were talking about. So where are you going out? We're talking about the cause of that effect. Now, you don't know what that cause is, and neither does Einstein or any other stupid motherfucker that's making the claim that they know. They're making the shit up.
How can you say that anything that Einstein said is wrong?
I'm not talking about listen.
Do you have an experiment? Do you have an experiment or any kind of evidence to say that anything that Einstein did or said in his research was incorrect?
Okay, first of all, I'm not talking about Einstein. I'm talking about the cause of the effect.
Yeah, and Einstein's the guy that figured that shit out. That's why I'm bringing him up.
Then tell me what he figured out. Did he figure out the cause?
A bending of space-time. That is the cause.
Okay, so what you're telling me that the cause of an object falling due to acceleration is the bending of space-time.
Not exactly worded.
Okay, so now it's not
right,
exact.
but yes, correct.
Okay.
It's not exactly precisely worded the way you worded that, but yes, correct.
I hear you, dude. I'm just trying. See, I don't know these things, so I'm having a conversation with you so that I can learn. So you're saying that you see the acceleration, which everybody can see, and what you're saying is the cause of that acceleration is the bending of space-time. That's what causes items to fall. Like if you pick them up and drop them, what causes them to go back to where you picked them up from is the bending of space-time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
And we have experimentally proven that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I know you're tired, and I know that but thank you.
Not a problem.
Now, I'm not buying the bullshit, but I'm just saying thank you for your effort that you made to explain it.
Well, I mean, the thing about science is, unless you can prove it wrong, you have no reason to doubt it.
Okay, hold it. Now let's stop with that phrase that you said right there. So in other words, if I can't prove it wrong, I have no reason to doubt it. So what you're telling me, that if somebody tells me some shit that's deep out in outer space that I can't prove wrong, I don't have any reason to doubt it because I can't prove it wrong. Now I want to know right here, is that what you're telling me, big timer?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
As long as it's independently verified.
Oh, hold on. Now you're throwing some other shit in the mix. So now you're talking about it being independently verified. So who is doing this independent verification of what the fuck is happening way out in space? Who's doing that?
Well, I mean, it depends on what the hell we're talking about. What
We're talking about verifying.
Name
Listen,
something specific.
You said
Name something specific.
that space-time bends. That's specific.
Okay.
Who's verifying that? Who verified that?
Well, we verified that in a few different ways.
Who is we? I ain't talking about we. Who?
Humanity has verified that in a few different ways. I think one of the first verifications of that was actually a Russian cosmonaut that spent about a year on a Soyuz space station. Not a Soyuz.
Can I verify that?
On a Russian.
Can I verify that this motherfucker ain't just making shit up?
Yeah, with the right equipment, yeah, you can.
Okay, so you're saying that if I had the right equipment, I could test this bending of space-time myself.
Yeah, you can.
What equipment would I need?
Well, you can learn the math that Einstein did.
Oh, so it's just a math.
And all science is math.
Oh, so this is all just some equations.
You take the equations and you compare them against the data that you collect in reality and see if they match. If they do, then you consider those equations, that model that is represented by those equations, fact. It's that simple.
Okay, so you take the data that you have way out in deep in space, you get that data, like the bending of space-time data, and then you compare that with the equation data and see if they match?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to figure out, because like I said, I'm trying to figure out who the fuck went way out in deep space and verified that space-time bends. I didn't realize that shit happened.
You can verify this actually yourself if you compare the orbits. You compare the orbits of Mercury specifically, against the equations that Einstein came up with, you can verify that his equations for the curvature of space-time are correct. Yes.
That's some interesting shit. So you're saying
it really is, man.
You can make it, dude. Take it easy. So you're saying you can make an observation of something that you see in space, and then you can create some formulas about what you see in space, and then those formulas match what you see. So therefore, the formulas has described exactly what's happened. In other words, the formulas are saying what the cause is.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I wouldn't exactly word that, but
that's just making shit up.
No, it's not making shit up, because if the equations match reality, then the equations are correct. It's that simple. That's how science works.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let's go back to our acceleration thing. See, we have the acceleration. Now that's the reality. Now you come up with an equation. Now that equation doesn't have the cause in it. The only thing that the equation is doing is writing out mathematically what you see. That don't mean shit.
Okay. The math is the proof of the cause. Math is the only actual proof that exists in science, not colloquially speaking.
Right. I hear you. And dude, I have no problem with that. But what I'm telling you is that your whole motherfucking reality is nothing but a mathematical construct.
No, because you can compare it to data measured in reality and see if it works.
Okay, so let's do that. We tried to do that with acceleration. So in your equation, because you said it's math, now we have the A part. We understand that. Now let's put in the M part, because F equals MA. Now we know what A is. That's our observation. Now let's plug in the M. Now what the fuck is M? Because we see acceleration. Now let's see what M is. Can you see that?
Can I see
M? Mass. In other words, we got mass part of our acceleration. Now we got to establish where that came from, because we got acceleration down. Everybody got that. Now we got to figure out what M is. So how does M materialize?
Like I said, there's a few different ways to do it, but one of my favorites is, give me 1 second.
Well, I just want to know what it is, and I'm not, I don't know what you're looking for, but I need you to tell me what mass is. What is its, because we know acceleration, we understand that that's the rate of a fall. Now I need to know what mass actually is, not what the idea of it is, not the theory of it. what it is exactly.
When you say theory, are you speaking colloquially or are you speaking
No,
scientifically?
no. So this is all scientific. I want to know what mass is, what it actually, because we know what acceleration is. You understand how we understand exactly what that is? I need to know exactly what mass is in that same vein.
I mean, the most accurate way to describe mass is with an equation. You realize that, right?
Well, I'm not looking for a description because, like I said, we got our acceleration.
What are you looking for?
Okay, I'm gonna explain it again. Don't you see how we have the effect of acceleration? This is something that we can see and verify with no problem. You see that part, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So what are you looking for with mass?
I'm looking to do mass the exact same way. I want to see mass the same way I see acceleration with no problem. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't understand what you mean when you want to see mass.
In other words, when I say see it, I don't mean with my eyes look at it. I mean I want to understand mass like I can understand acceleration. See, acceleration is very plain for all eyes to see. You can test it, you can observe it, you can repeat it, you can experiment it a zillion times. It's going to do the same thing over and over again. So we got that part. Now let's talk about the mass part of the formula and see if we can scientifically verify that the same way that we could do with acceleration.
I mean, are you asking for how to experimentally verify mass? Is that what you're asking for?
No, what I'm asking is what I just told you. You see acceleration. Can't you see that? You can experiment with that over and over again and get that 9.8 yada yada, correct?
Uh-huh.
Right. So now let's do that with mass. Same thing.
You're talking about two different properties. Acceleration is motion. Mass has to do with the freaking molecules the damn object's made out of, man. What the hell are you wanting to look at?
Okay, well hold on.
If you're looking at an object, you're looking at mass. I mean, there you go.
Take it easy. I know, but slow down, take it easy. Because you said it's the molecules. So it's actually the molecules that's accelerating, or is it the mass accelerating?
Same thing.
Hold on, are you saying same thing? Hold on. So are you saying that mass and molecules is the exact same thing?
Okay, let me fix my earlier word here. Not molecules, matter. I should have said matter.
No problem. I'm not going to hold you to that. So matter is the thing that's accelerating, and right?
Right, because you can't have an object if it doesn't weigh anything.
No worries. Okay, so we have matter that's accelerating. Now tell me where mass comes into play.
Mass is the amount of matter in an object.
Okay, so it's just an amount of matter. So what mass is a computation of the amount of matter in an object. I'm with you so far. We clear?
Okay.
Okay, so now we know what mass is. It's a measurement. So now if we plug that into the formula, force is the measurement of matter accelerating. I don't know. Am I right?
I guess you could put it that way, yeah.
Okay, so why wouldn't the formula be F equals matter times acceleration?
Because it's not matter, it's the amount of matter.
I know, but so, okay, now hold on. Hold on. So what's accelerating? Is it the matter that's accelerating, or is it the amount of matter that's accelerating?
Same kind of difference, man.
Okay, so if it's the same kind of difference, then why do we need mass? All we have to say is force equals matter times acceleration.
Because that's not the same thing as what you said earlier. It depends. Mass is the amount of matter in an object.
I understand.
So if you have more matter, you're going to have more force, right? So if you have a paper clip that's made out of the same grade of steel as a 1-inch thick plate.
So in other words, if you have more matter, dude, I hear you. If you have more matter, you're going to have more acceleration. Yeah, but if you have more matter, you're going to have more acceleration. I don't need the monologue.
No, you're going to have more force. Force equals matter times acceleration.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you have more matter, which means you times acceleration means more force. So where does mass come in?
It's come with Drake.
I'm trying to understand it, man. Because if it's the matter,
is the amount. Mass is the amount of matter.
Okay.
So if you would let me finish what I was saying earlier.
Okay, go ahead with your monologue.
Say you have a paper clip that's made out of the same grade of steel as a 1-inch thick plate. They're both going to accelerate toward the ground at the same rate, but the 1-inch thick steel plate is going to have more force when it hits the ground or whatever it hits. That's why it matters. It's more matter. It's the amount of matter in an object. That's what mass is.
Okay, no problem. So what mass is an amount of matter. I understand that. I'm not having a problem with this. So mass is the amount.
Slick, I have a question for you. How the fuck are you not bored with the same shit over and over again?
Dude, would you just chill out? If you're bored, why don't you go take a bath? Go take a bath if this bothers you.
How the fuck are you not bored with the same shit over and
I
over
know, but
again?
if this bothers you, go take a bath. I'm talking to the man. We're having a conversation. Why do you got to derail it?
Everyone's bored of your shit.
Okay, well then go take a bath, you stinking ass.
Yeah, there's more than you here.
We'll go to another room. All you motherfuckers can go to another room. If you bother with this conversation, go to another room.
Is COVID-19 real?
Damn.
Don't change the subject. I want to hear it.
Yeah, he wants to change the subject.
Let's let them finish out the dialogue. I want to hear it.
Okay, so now anyway, we have this formula of mass equals, so now mass is an amount of matter. So we understand this, right?
Okay.
Okay, now, can mass attract?
I mean, mass is what causes the bending of space-time, which causes the effective attraction force.
So are you saying it's really matter that's bending space-time? Because mass is only an amount of matter, right?
Right. Mass is
the
only thing that can bend space-time.
Wait a minute, hold on. See, this is where I'm getting confused. Because mass is just an amount of matter. So we don't need mass to do anything because it's just a measurement of the amount of matter. You have a little bit of matter, you have a lot of matter, you got a whole lot of matter. So we don't really need mass to bend anything. We need the matter to bend space-time, right?
Okay. Mass is the amount by which that matter mass is the amount it's going to bend space-time. Matter is just saying that you're bending space-time. I mean,
but what's doing hold on. What's doing the bending? Is it the mass or the matter?
You're kind of saying the same thing. Mass is quantifying the amount of bending that matter is bending space-time.
I know, but it's the matter that's actually doing the bending. Mass is just saying how much matter is there to do the bending, right?
Slick, you're making a distinction without a difference here.
Well, that's what I'm trying to clarify, because if mass and matter is one and the same, I mean, is that what we're talking about?
They're not one and the same. That's the difference being is that mass is the quantity of matter. So if mass is the quantity of matter, mass is also telling you the quantity at which it's bending space-time.
But it's still the matter that's doing the bending, not the mass. Because the mass is only the amount. In other words, mass. Hold on, this is what I'm saying.
Mass.
Hold on, let me tell you what I'm saying. Mass can't bend shit because all it is a measurement of the amount of matter. So mass can't do any bending.
Mass is the quantity of matter.
I know you said that, and I got that. I understand this.
Yeah, but no, you don't, because you wouldn't be asking this question if you did, man.
Maybe you don't understand it, and that's why you're having the trouble.
I'm not having any trouble. This is not difficult, dude.
Well, it seems to be difficult because you keep telling me that mass is doing something that it's a measurement, but yet it's doing something. That's trouble for you.
Mass. Okay, what do you think a measurement is? A measurement represents something in reality. It's not just a measurement.
Right.
It's not just a measurement. It's not a number on a piece of paper. It's representing something in reality.
Exactly. But the measurement isn't the thing that you're measuring.
The measurement isn't the thing that I'm measuring. What
Exactly. In other words, like this.
What
If you
does that
hold on, let me
mean?
explain. I'm gonna tell you what it means. If you measure a 2x4 that's 12 foot, well, the 12 foot isn't the 2x4. The 12 foot is the measurement of the 2x4. The 2x4 is what you're measuring. So the measurement is not the thing that you're measuring. Come on, man. That's not rocket science.
Well, what's the 2 and the 4 mean?
Is this where it gets derailed? Because I can feel it coming.
Yeah, they're convoluting the conceptual idea of something like the measurement with
Right.
the actual substance of what we're
Exactly. Right. See, what they're saying is that the measurement and the thing that they're measuring is one and the same, and that's bullshit.
No, dude.
Well, can you differentiate it for us? Because it seems exactly that's what you're doing.
Okay, how do I put this? Okay.
Well, just to realize he's not being unfair, he's saying we understand acceleration. We can see that in the physical world. We can measure it. We can do all sorts of things to describe it. You're not really describing mass that articulate, from what I understand. At least I don't understand what you're.
Mass is just the quantity of matter that you have.
We got that part.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like saying you weigh pounds. Okay, yeah, you weigh a certain amount of pounds. When you
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. Maybe I can clear it up for you like this. If you go to the wood store and you buy a 2x4 that's 12 foot long, what do you take home? The 2x4 or the 12 foot long?
That's not an accurate comparison to what this
Well,
is.
it is, because that's what you're saying. You're basically.
No.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. What you're trying to say is that the measurement is the thing that you're measuring.
Okay. Let me break this down. What is matter?
We understand matter. That's no problem. That's the thing that makes stuff up. Yeah, matter. I just told you, matter is the stuff. Dude, what the fuck? You stuck? Matter is the stuff that makes shit up. Like if you have a rock, that's made of matter. So the rock is made of matter. So we got that part. That's not a problem.
That's the measurement of the matter. We got that part as well.
Okay. Matter. Let's say we have water. Okay. The matter is water. The mass is the amount of water. It's no problem. Simple, man. Like, why is this difficult?
But the mass itself isn't the water, right?
It's the amount of water.
I know, but that means that it isn't the water. It's just the amount of water. It's not the water itself, right?
Right.
See?
Steel is steel. Apples are apples. Oranges are
See, this is what's hard for you, because
water.
What's making this difficult for you is because that's the part where your understanding is giving you problems, because you know that the amount can't be the thing itself, and this is the first time you're having to deal with that, and it's causing you to stress out.
No, it's just aggravating trying to explain a simple concept you're not getting.
No, you're not getting.
Okay. Is a 12-foot 2x4 the object? Or is it a measurement? Or is it a measurement? Is a 12-foot long 2x4 the object, or is it a measurement?
It's not the mass. 2x4 is not the mass.
That's not.
The object is the 2x4. The measurement is the 12 foot.
Imagine a cake stick.
The object is
made of sweet, sticky sponge, right? You don't say the cake is what tastes nice. You say the sticky, sweet sponge is what tastes nice. That's what makes it up. Right? So sometimes the thing that makes something up is the power in the thing.
All right, that's not helping. Well,
right? Yes, it does help.
I appreciate it, Don. No, it doesn't, because the 12 foot is not the 2x4. The 2x4 is the wood. The 12 foot has nothing. 12 foot is not made of wood.
That's a distinction without a difference, man.
But hold on. Do you understand that 12 foot is not the wood itself?
It's the object. Say you have an 8-foot 2x4 and a 12-foot 2x4. If you want the 12-foot 2x4, you're going to describe that object as the 12-foot 2x4, which is simultaneously the object and the measurement. Why are we even?
Okay, so you know what
talking
that's
about
like
this?
saying? That's like saying that the 2x4 is made out of 12 foot.
They have another word
The
called
2x4
and they can't differentiate it from matter. That's what I'm
Right.
hearing.
See, that's the thing. See, they're
why they
having to
It's
deal
not
with
that I
something
can't
that they never
differentiate.
had to deal with before. This is the
Oh my!
first for them.
Do you really think this is like a mind blowing conversation we're having right
well,
here?
it's
No, it's
mind blowing
demonstrating
for
the
you.
fact that you
Honestly,
don't know
like,
the words that you're using, and we're trying to
Yeah.
draw it out.
I don't know the words I'm using.
It's not convincing, at least.
Area 85, please read the chat, please.
See, whatever your name is, entering, whatever that says in your avatar, the thing is that you've never had to deal with this before, because whenever you've explained this before, the people that you were explaining to just said, oh, okay. See, but now you're getting hit with questions about it, and now that's where the problem is, because you're not used to being asked shit like this.
No,
The answer should get more simple and more simple the more we break it down.
Right.
I don't know how to break it down any more than I already have is the problem.
Slick. Sometimes it's the demon. Sometimes it's the demon inside the cum that has the power, not the cum.
We got acceleration. Notice we had acceleration and everything that was split second. No worries. We got the mass. Now all of a sudden you got a headache because you can't explain it as easily.
It is very easy to explain. I just don't know how to break it down in even more simpler terms than I already have.
You're trying to make the measurement and the thing you're measuring the same thing, and that's never going to happen, dude. That's impossible.
Hey, Slick. Quick thing I'm gonna say, bro. Just hearing what you're saying, just thinking about some shit, yeah. Like
See, so that's where you're going to have your issues.
My issue is I can't break it down any simpler than I already have, and I don't understand why the hell you're not getting it.
So, Slick,
and I'm telling you again, because the thing that what you're measuring, in other words, your measurement can't be the thing that you're measuring. Like, in other words, like if you have a ruler and you're measuring, the brick is not the ruler, and what you're trying to do is make the brick and the ruler one and the same.
No. See, I knew it. I knew that was the exact problem you were having. You're confusing the measure. You're confusing the measurement with the measurement device. Very different.
That's the problem you're having.
No. Mass is the measurement, man.
You're saying mass is the measurement. Mass is the measurement, right?
No. What I said was mass is the quantity of matter. I didn't.
Okay, isn't quantity a measurement? Is quantity a measurement?
It is a measurement, but it's not the measuring instrument. That's the point I'm making.
Slick. Thing I was trying to say, right before.
Well, what is the measuring instrument?
Yeah, Slick. You can continue this conversation if you want. Have you not realized that it's fucking?
What is the measuring instrument then?
There's no.
As I've said twice already, there are various ways you can get that measurement. You could have a spring mass system where you just back calculate the mass, and you can get the mass that way. You can also do it by calculating the mole weight of a given object.
Okay, no worries.
Calculating it from the mole weight of a given object.
I heard you, so no worries, dude. I heard you, so no worries. So now you're saying that mass is the thing that you're measuring now, right?
Okay, Slick, we can take this conversation.
Dude, I'm trying to ask this dude a question. So now mass is the thing. So now is mass the thing that you're measuring because now you see switched it up.
This is not one of the stickler conversations that can.
Dude, can somebody do something about this, or is this something we just have to deal with?
All right, dude.
I don't know how to break it down any simpler, dude.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this side conversation.
It's about time.
Is there any mods that can fix this, or
you've been pretending to misunderstand what mass is for?
All right, well then listen, do whatever. Dude, what's your name? Entering, what's your name that I was just talking to? What's your name? What's your name, sir? I don't know what your name is.
Dawn.
But no, entering. What's your avatar where it says entering something?
You're talking about
the guy. Yes. What's your name?
That's Lover Boy.
Dude, just tell me what your name is. Is it Mike, Dan? What the fuck? What's your name?
Lover Boy.
My name is Sandy. Why?
Okay, well, Sandy, what I'm trying to say is that this conversation can't go any farther because now it's going to get derailed. What I want to say is it was a nice conversation. Maybe some other time we can pick it up, in another room or something, and when you have rested and the trolls are not around. I really appreciate the conversation.
It would have been nice to hear it out, though. It would have been nice for you to explain it a little bit more.
Well, the trolls ain't going to let it happen is the thing now because it got this they're going to come in and start throwing jokes and all that shit, and they're just not going to let it happen. So
I can update you, Slick. You know when you have a spunk that comes out of you and it creates babies and stuff? There is a thing called the spunk, which is the whole mess, and there's a thing called semen, which are special little things that can make babies inside the semen that make it up. Do you understand? The spunk doesn't have the power in itself. It's made up of stuff that has the power. This is my analogy.
Sure. Like I said, I'm dropping the conversation because
there you go.
The point now
mass is
that
the
we
semen.
can't have it anymore.
Mass is the semen inside the spunk of matter.
People just gonna start saying dumb shit now, so it's over.
I think that was you, dude, that started that. You pretended you didn't know what mass was again.
I know. It's derailed, Dawn. It's already derailed.
No,
there is no
rails.
It's over. It's over.
While you're pretending,
Dawn, it's over.
There's no rails.
Dawn, it's over. It's over, Dawn. We've already squashed this discussion. You don't have to try to squash it anymore.
I'm just letting you know why it fell
I know
apart.
it's squashed. It's squashed. Don't worry about it.
Because it didn't mean anything.
I know. Don't worry about it. We're all set.
I know you know.
What the fuck? You still trying to squash a conversation that's already been squashed?
I'm trying to mock you to say your conversation didn't mean anything, and that's your fault.
We understand that. I know it's my fault.
Yeah, I know you understand.
We could have gone deeper. We could have gone to debunking gravity. How you don't know about math.
Right.
All these things.
No, that's not happening.
But Dawn needs to make it cleanser. Dawn now needs to make the reason the conversation to go further. Now it's my fault that he came in with his sperm analogy and I destroyed the conversation.
No. I'm saying the whole conversation was a failure from the start. Because of you.
Right. Exactly.
Well, we didn't get anywhere, so you.
That's why
you
we tried. That's why you decided.
Yeah, there you go. We didn't get anywhere. I wonder why.
Right. That's why you decided to end it.
Oh, could it be
really bad? Really bad.
I got a question. Why were you asking my name earlier?
Because I wanted to say thanks for the conversation. I wanted to know who I was thanking.
Yeah, it's not about him.
You don't mind being called by your name, do you? You're not hiding. I mean, you hiding from the CIA or some shit?
No.
Why do you get to ask personal questions?
Like, my name is Slick. My name is Slick. Is that a motherfucking secret?
Really
yeah, my name is Slick. I don't have a problem with that. You know who you talking to. I don't want to address you as entering the 85 or whatever the fuck that means.
Long story, but I thought I saw somebody earlier that was saying that this conversation was being recorded, so that's why I was asking.
Oh.
Well, they're not going to be able to do much with the recording.
No, that's not the
reason.
reason.
We didn't really come to some conclusion.
I mean, unless you hiding from the feds or something, Sandy ain't gonna get you in trouble.
No,
CIA's recording it, man.
I've got enough security clearances where I'm good with these.
Okay.
You sound like a cop. Are you a cop?
No, I'm an engineer.
That's why you having trouble understanding. You're an engineer. You got your mind made up.
No, that shit works.
Well, the thing about engineering is if these equations didn't work, I wouldn't be able to build shit.
Yeah, I know. So you're just equating building shit with space-time, this shit that nobody can verify one way or another.
We already had this conversation, man. Like, you can't verify it. You can verify that.
Okay, well, if
you can verify the curvature of space-time.
So if I can do it, that means you can do it, right?
Correct.
Okay, so have you done it? Have you done it?
No.
Okay, so, but you're telling me but notice you telling me I can do it, but you haven't done it.
I haven't done it, but I could do it.
Oh, yeah, but I could.
I just haven't had the money for the past.
I could do it. You could do it.
I just haven't had the money for the past couple of years to go out and buy a $400 or $500 freaking telescope.
That's fine, but you're not going to be able. Trust us when we say you're not going to be able to measure bendy time. If you can even describe it to us, that'd be convincing enough.
Yeah,
how do you bend time, for instance? You said you use this to measure things.
Yeah, you can actually verify the bending of space-time from Earth. Yes, you absolutely can.
No, he said, how did you bend time? See, the question was, how do you bend time, not
mass.
That's what he asked you.
Mass.
So you could take time and bend it.
Time is a supernatural concept. Why do you think you can bend something like that?
It's not supernatural. It's something that's quantifiable. Supernatural things, by definition, are not quantifiable.
But time isn't physical, so how can you bend something that's not
Time is
physical?
absolutely physical.
Physical or not physical is irrelevant. It's quantifiable. That's
It's
No, we're
physical.
talking about
Okay,
the
yeah,
physical
but you
reality.
you can't just bend something because you can quantify it.
You
Time
can
is
quantify
physical.
how much you
It's
love
not-
me, but that doesn't
it's
make
not
it
ti-
real, tangible thing.
It's not time, it's
But I mean-
space-time. It's one
I know,
thing.
but-
It's not,
but-
you can't break that up. Space-time is one thing.
That's making it harder for
But-
yourself. We're just taking it piece by piece. We
Well,
haven't even got to
it's-
space time.
Some things you can't break up.
I agree.
Can you bend space? Can you bend space?
Can I personally do it?
Can
No,
it be
theoretically.
bent? Can
How
space
is
be
it
bent?
theoretically?
Yes, it
Look.
can. Yes, it can and has been done. It can and has
Have you
been
done it?
measured.
Have you done it? Have you bent space?
Guys, I've been asking. I've been wanting to
Technically,
ask
the
Slick
mass
one
of my
question.
body is bending space-time right now. Technically.
No, I said have you bent space? I'm asking you, have you ever bent space? Bent.
Yeah, like I just said, the mass of my body right now is currently bending space-time. Technically.
No. Okay, so in other words, if you bow down to pick up a motherfucking rock, you've bent space-time, and you verified this by bending down and picking up the rock?
The
Yeah,
move,
can you
my
have a second,
motion is irrelevant to the bending of the fabric of space-time.
I'm just
Oh,
trying to
it's a
figure out
fabric.
how do you bend it is what I'm trying to understand.
Help us
The
understand
fact that I'm
you.
made of the fact that I'm made of matter is is causing the bending of space-time.
Okay,
Anything
is this-
with mass is
is this-
causing the bending of space.
Is this just something that you believe, or is this something
No,
that you have
like-
scientifically verified?
No, like I said, the human race has verified this many times over
You're
the
an
past 7
engineer.
years.
You're
Okay,
probably
hold on.
better
You're
than
talking
anyone to
about
explain.
You're talking about what the human race did. So you didn't do it personally. You just believe what the human race did?
Okay.
Human race did a lot of things, by the way. You don't have to defend human race here. Just defend your gravity space-time, and we'll. How does your body bend space-time?
It has mass.
So how does it do it?
Well,
how does
Okay, man.
your body has matter?
You guys are going in circles all the time, right? And
I
Slick,
completely agree.
No, hold on.
I completely agree.
You guys are talking in circles.
Maybe they want to talk about something else. Maybe they got a better subject. Let's let them have the room. Take the room. Take it over. Maybe they got something better to talk about. You guys go ahead.
We knew you wouldn't be able to answer mass attracting mass or gravity or any of these other theoretical concepts.
I did answer it. You claiming that I didn't doesn't mean that I didn't.
You gave us an answer. We said expound on it. Help us understand. You had knowledge we don't.
Question. It's literally a thing that happens.
What do you want me? What do you want me to explain? What do you want me to
No, you
expand
said we're
on?
going in circles, and
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
I can
matter
expand
because
on anything you want, but I'm not going to explain the entire
Sandy's
theory of
trying.
relativity. I'm not going to explain the entire theory of relativity to you at 5:30 in the morning. Be specific
The thing
about what
is-
you're asking me to explain
Hold
to
on,
you.
Cleanser. Sandy is trying. He is trying, but
I like
but people
it, yeah.
like. Hold on, Sandy's trying, but Dawn and these people, when we start asking Sandy a couple questions, they're not going to let the conversation progress. But so far, so that's what's happening here. So we might as well understand that it's not going to happen.
I wanted to get into their science. They had this
But
whole.
but Dawn and them ain't gonna let
grand
that
science.
happen. Not here. Dawn and them saying no, we ain't letting
Yeah.
that happen. We want to change the conversation to something else because we're boring the shit
No,
out.
hold the fuck up. What I'm trying to be doing is I tried to have one conversation with you, Slick, and that's it. What I want to do is have one conversation. I wanted to ask you this, right? How would you feel about having a fucking debate, right? Not just like you against a globe earther, but also have a flat earther in the room, and or basically, that type of scenario where
We
it's
have
not
that.
just
It's
you.
Slick
we
and
have
I
that
are
right
both
now.
flat earthers.
Right,
Yeah, we
but
got that now.
let's do that shit on a one-on-one type of thing, and I think it'll be super interesting because your views are completely different to flat earthers' views.
Well, we'll
Right.
just take apart their ideas as
Right,
we've
we could
done
do
right
it
now,
together.
and they won't be able to explain it. And
Right,
then
we could do
we'll
that by
change. They'll want to
ourselves.
change.
We could do it here, yeah, obviously.
Dude,
What I'm
I
saying
did
is
explain
let's
it.
do it
The
in a
fact that
more
you don't
fucking structured scenario where you can actually have a discussion without interruptions.
Sing Clean Cleanser, whatever your name is. I did explain it. The fact that you're not grasping what I'm talking about is not my problem.
No, we wanted to go deeper with you. It's not.
Right.
Not everybody wants to go into science. So.
See, in other words, we ain't buying what you selling. So you think that's a problem with us?
Buy it.
No,
that's
hold
the
on.
great thing
What I'm
about
saying
science.
is,
You don't have to buy any of it.
Take
you
it
can
easy.
verify anything
Just let me
for
finish.
yourself.
Dude, just let me finish.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
You're not.
Can I
gotta
ask
let
a
me
question?
finish my statement.
The reason
Can I ask a question? What about ether?
I say that is that I really want to
can we
hear.
not do either?
I really want to hear Slick debate a flat earther. Because
there's nothing to debate.
It would be boring because we probably mostly agree on.
Can I just ask one question? Do you have to bend the ether for there to be space time though, right?
They deny ether. We can't even talk about ether. Unfortunately,
there's no such thing as
well,
ether.
How come? How? What are you bending then?
Conceptual ideas and math is apparently what they're bending.
No, dude, because you can verify this by taking measurements in reality. We have
they
done
can
that.
verify it. You mean they can verify it? They can verify it, and you believe it.
You can do it yourself.
Wait, David's got
Have
some
you
valid
done it?
points. Let David please carry on. Go ahead, David.
I was just wanting to know about the ether. To bend space-time, you have to bend the ether, don't you? Because you have to have the mass in the ether.
No,
you have to consider the ether.
There is no such thing as ether.
But they don't want to consider it.
You have to let him.
That's the limits of the conversation here.
Sorry.
No such thing as ether. Space-time, definitely a thing though.
Well, they just decided.
Morally, you have all these experiments that
So
demonstrate
what are you What are you bending when you bend space-time then? With mass.
That is what you're bending is space-time. You are bending space-time. That is what you're bending.
But no, the space-time is going around the mass, so the mass is in the ether, right?
There is no ether.
Do you have an experiment that demonstrates bendy time or bendy space time?
Area 85. I think he's asking the other two guys.
Sorry.
What time is it around the bend?
It's going to be very tricky for them, but we're not against hearing you out at all. That's what we're saying is frustrating about it. We'd love to hear you. Love to hear you, but I've never heard anybody explain it.
I want to know what time it is around the space-time bend. What time is that?
Here's the thing.
Oh, we've changed from bendy water to bendy space-time. Fuck's sake.
Just take 1 meter, 1 metric meter of space-time, and then bend it for me. At least tell me about it.
Hang on. Do you want to know how
Are
to
you
observe
addressing
it?
me? Sorry,
I want to see how it's done.
Yeah, I just want to hear somebody logically explain it. I don't even need the math. I just want to hear how it works. I believe you who tell.
Go ahead, David. Maybe you can do it with ether.
Ether could do it, probably. I've heard lemon. We've all heard lemon.
No, go ahead. That was something I had read about space-time. I don't know the answer. Go ahead, tell us.
Oh, thank you for being honest there, David. That was really cool.
Go ahead, Davros. Explain it to us, big timer.
Well, no, I was just going to give you a way to observe what's known as the phenomenon of bending space-time. Okay? You heard of gravitational lensing?
I'm not too all familiar with it. Probably somebody who understands it.
Does it involve gravity? Does it involve gravity?
It actually involves the bending of space-time.
But does it involve gravity?
It involves the bending of space-time.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, for the sake of argument, how does it do that?
I've responded twice. Okay, so
I heard.
And I know you guys are going to crack the shits probably because I'm going to talk about celestial objects here, right? So say you actually have a massive object such as the sun, right? But you have a darkened sun, right? But something that massive, right? You'll see something behind. Yeah, you'll see something behind it, but for some reason you can see that next to it, even though it's supposed to be behind it. That's the basic understanding of gravitational lensing, which is the bending of space-time. So you're saying if we have something... Hang on. It's the bending of space-time which causes the light to bend around an object.
Why isn't that just lensing? You had it right with the second word, lensing. That's how lensing works on Earth, at least. It's not actually bending anything. It's just an effect optically.
So what? You're saying there's atmosphere in space?
What I'm saying is optics don't necessarily bend things. It's an illusion, but we understand that.
Oh, but you can see this. How was he supposed to see something if you don't use optics?
Why aren't you attributing it to just the optical illusion of something bending?
But
then
what's causing that illusion though? Because like there's no atmosphere, but there's no atmosphere in.
Well, the object is actually behind the other object, right? And due to gravitational lensing, which is the bending of space-time, you can see the object that is behind the object in front of it. Say you took a basketball and you had a tennis ball behind it, right? And you had the basketball a foot away from you and the tennis ball a foot away from the basketball. You can't see that in our reference, right? But with giant celestial objects, because things are so massive and things are being so bent and warped, you can see what's behind
it. Do you have a picture or an example, or is this completely hypothetical?
No, it's a real thing. Just Google Einstein rings.
So take a BB and let's see 2 liter disappear behind it.
Yeah, can you do this on Earth, not like in fake space? Can you do this like in a real life world here on Earth experiment?
Yeah, like maybe a vacuum chamber or something.
A vacuum chamber doesn't make the difference. You have to have a sufficiently massive object in order to bend light.
So,
yeah.
Well, no, Earth bends. The atmosphere bends light all the time.
Yeah, but
it refracts light. That's very different.
So, in other words, it can't falsify it because you have to have this massiveness. You can't.
You can't. No, you can. You can falsify it. You just can't repeat it here on Earth because there's not enough. There's not enough gravity, man.
Well, then
all you got to do is go to an observatory or buy a really expensive telescope. It's that easy. Go to an observatory. There's one in Waco, Texas.
Have you went to the observatory and falsified it yourself?
Yes, actually, I have seen this.
Well, can you show us your
experiment? Go around the planet with space-time in an observatory.
So everything's more dense towards the object.
So hold on, let me get this straight. I'm not gonna.
Saying he actually went to the observatory and looked round the planet to behind it with space-time bending.
No, he didn't look around it. You don't look around the planet. You look at the planet and you see the object bend around the planet.
Okay.
The object's directly behind it, but it bends around. The light bends around it. That's what you guys are missing.
Does anything else bend around it, or just that one light?
Oh.
Hold on. I can give you a real life, no bullshit experiment of something appearing to bend around something, and that's just an optical illusion. It's based on what we call lensing. Lenses do this; they have that effect. I can give you an example of where that happens.
Optical illusion. This is actually.
Davros, let me ask you this.
It's the effect of lensing.
Hold on, let me ask Davros a question. Davros, when you observe this, are you looking through a lens?
That is the stupidest question I've ever heard come out of your mouth, Slick.
Are you looking? Okay, so there you go. So a lens is in between you and this lensing.
Yeah, but the lensing's not taking place at the lens, man.
Dude, I know, I understand. Listen, I'm just trying to get clarity. You're observing gravitational lensing through a lens. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Listen, but even if you use, I can.
Dude, I just made a point, dude. There's no reason to get heated.
If you take a camera and take a picture of a building, and there's a car behind that building, is the camera going to allow you to see behind the building?
A mirror would
that's exactly what you just said, man.
I can take a picture of a mirror and see around objects. I'm not calling that gravitational lensing. I'm calling that just the optical illusion of light bending around a corner using a mirror.
No, you're using reflection, not refraction. Do you understand?
You're saying this. Okay. So it's optical space refraction bending
That might be
things around
reflect.
corners.
You might
just
see
like
reflection.
No, there's no mirrors in space. What the heck?
Well, you don't know what that might be reflecting off
you're
of.
just making
The
a guess.
moon reflects. Doesn't the moon reflect light? The moon reflects light, right? So
but
anything
that's
can
not
be reflected.
gravitational lensing.
I know,
That's
but you don't know what you're
That's
saying.
not what he's talking about. No, we do.
Have you been there? You've never been there. I know you haven't.
It doesn't
You're just
matter
seeing
if we've been
something.
there. It doesn't matter if we've been there or not. That is a dumb argument. I'm
If
sorry.
I saw a mirror that was
These
bending
arguments are
my
silly.
view.
These are very silly arguments, man.
Well, I'm not making these
they are
arguments.
very.
This is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. We're just listening
Basically,
to you.
at the crux of it, you guys are saying because we haven't been there, there's no way to know what it is we're looking
Well,
at.
he said before he even stated it that we're gonna not believe him because it's in space, and he was
They just
right.
make shit up. In other words, you're just making shit up because there's no way to verify it. There's no way to verify any of this shit, so they just make shit up.
Actually, Slick, could you,
You can verify any
Corona's
of them.
fake?
We're talking about this lensing that you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just.
But I mean,
using a
if you
straw man,
guys
right?
verify Corona's real, if you guys verify, just go to an observatory.
Well, I can show you something on
Once I've-
Earth of bending your stuff around objects.
No, if you want to, if you
I
want
can
to
do
see
that.
Einstein,
No, you can't.
yeah,
I
but
can
just
use
go
a mirror and see around things. Yeah.
Tori, you can see it for
Okay, that's reflection, and the whole thing about you were talking about earlier, how light goes around the Earth. That's refraction, but gravitational lensing is neither of those, and we know that for a fact. It's the same effect with three different causes.
So if I gave you an example of the same effect you're describing, you're going to discount mine. Why?
Because it's a different cause. I just said
Why can't
that.
I just say it's space mirrors? You can't disprove me. See how hypothetical this is?
Yes, I can.
No, there's
actually.
a huge space mirror around the sun. I just can't
That-
prove it
but
because I
You
can't
just
go there.
made a
too.
positive claim. Can you show us evidence of this?
No, it's not an
Yeah,
actual claim. I don't think there's space mirrors.
Yeah,
I'm being.
Google
The
a
evidence-
picture.
I'm just saying you
made that
can't
positive
disprove
claim.
it. That's my point.
The evidence
Google
is
a
the thing.
picture of gravitational lensing and tell me how the hell that could be done with a mirror.
The sun
can see around
produces the
objects
mirror.
with the mirror.
In other words, the sun produces the space mirror effect.
No.
Disprove it
doesn't?
then.
Well, then
Simply disprove.
prove that it doesn't. Prove
Yeah,
that the
just-
sun doesn't
just
do
prove
that. I want you
Go
to
ahead and
prove to
embarrass
me that the sun doesn't have a space mirror effect.
That's not gravitational lensing. Does not. Do
I
the
know,
same thing
but I'm
as
talking
a
about the
mirror.
sun. I'm talking about the sun mirror effect. Can you prove that doesn't happen?
Yes, look, stare at the sun and you'll see it. Stare at it.
Hey, I encourage sun gazing, but
I do it all
that's
the
not what we're
time.
talking about here.
Yo, sin cleanser. Yeah, did you see that picture I tagged you with? That's gravitational lensing.
I
It's
do
very-
see this picture,
like,
and
there's
guess what? It
Yeah,
looks like
uh-huh.
a sun flare optically. I can show this on Earth, though. Would you believe me if I could
That's a
show you this
galaxy,
kind of
buddy.
effect?
That's a
You
galaxy.
you can make this happen on.
I can show you all sorts of optical illusions and all sorts of optical weird
I like how
artifacts
you
and
went
pictures.
straight. You went
David
straight to a sun
Copperfield.
flare. No, you went straight to a sun flare. It's a fucking galaxy that's
Earth?
bending that.
David Copperfield. David Copperfield can do some amazing tricks.
Well, I'm just telling you, and I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be. I can show you all sorts
I
of.
mean, you have belief. What you have
I
is
can
belief.
show you all sorts of optical
No.
artifacts in a picture. I'm not going to use those artifacts to make up a whole theory. That would be.
Can you repeat?
You're observing an effect. That's all. You don't know what that
You
effect
cannot-
is.
It's the
You
belief.
cannot replicate gravitational lensing with any kind of optical trickery here on Earth.
I could show you
You
optical
cannot
trickery.
I
and
bet
call
you
it
David
ether.
David
even.
Copperfield. David
it's not-
Copperfield can make a whole building that's not even there look like it's there.
No, that's how dumb you are.
He should have just said gravity, and then they would have believed it.
Yeah. but
Okay.
Here's a little thing. Just a quick question. Can you repeat the exact same artifact 20 times in a photo?
Yeah, you can
Good
absolutely.
question.
Yeah, can you create the same artifact in 20 different photos of the same object?
Yeah, you can.
No, the exact same artifact.
Yeah, you can. I can at least. There's different ways of looking at things and different ways light reflects.
You've got the you've got the exposure time set, the ISO set, and the frame times, and the shutter speeds, and all that crap set, right? And you take a photo of the same object 20 times. Are they all going to have the same artifact?
Yeah, I can take pictures of optical flares. I can do this, repeatedly.
Yeah, that's not what you're being asked.
I'm just not calling these little optical illusions real scientific evidence of anything. Do you understand the difference? I'm saying I can see these things.
You really don't even know what an optical illusion is. Like, I mean,
how would you know if they're not? I'm saying, from what I've seen a lot of different optical illusions. How can I say that this is just another one of them?
Druss is trying to get you in a gotcha. This is just a gotcha moment for him.
No, he's not.
So
well, he's got to defend his religion. This is the crux of his religion.
See, you said optical illusions, and he's going to jump on that till the cows come home.
Yes, because he doesn't know they're optical illusions, does he, Slick? He's used that word.
I can give you. I can give you.
So just give Druss his gotcha so he can move the fuck on.
Yeah, let's hear the punchline of it.
Well, let me get this straight though. The outer space is a religion now. Is that?
Well, you've made it into a religion. You believe.
Anytime you believe in something, that's a religion.
No, I know.
You're projecting your beliefs onto space. That's a space religion.
You have to worship something, preach it, and think it's absolute fact based on trust. That's what makes it a religion.
He's looking for another gotcha. He's looking for another gotcha. You need another gotcha, Druss? Druss, anytime you believe in something, and belief is the basis of that belief
statement.
Now, hold on. Now, let me tell you this. Anytime you believe something, and the basis of that belief is the belief itself, that's a religion.
No.
Are you making belief statements? Why are you making belief statements, Slick?
You've literally projected your theory of gravity onto
Why
this little
are you making
illusion.
belief statements, Slick?
Druss, if you want a gotcha, let me give you one so you can shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's not going to happen, Slick.
The math correlates to the gravitational lensing. That's how we
anytime you believe something. Right. Listen, anytime you believe something
that's
dude, I know you don't want to hear this. Anytime you hear it, I know it hurts. It hurts, dude. Anytime you listen, Don, I know it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's gotten hot. Bitch, it's hot.
Hey guys, chillax.
Yeah. Let's make a belief statement.
More than just belief. That's the point.
It is a belief.
It takes trust and worship.
Dude, we heard you, Don. We heard you.
Stop lying, then. Stop lying.
I heard you.
We're not lying, dude. If I said this was God's power doing this, you would be like, you're an idiot. I'm saying, no, it's God's power giving that illusion. You'd be like, you're a dumbass. Don't even say that shit. But you're doing that with gravity.
So,
Why isn't it different?
Because gravity can be the equations for gravity can be verified against real life measurements. That's how we know it's a fact.
But can gravity be verified?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well then what is gravity? Then tell me what it is since you can verify.
We're not
Let's
going
make
through
it simpler,
this.
yeah.
I know you're not going to go through it because you can't.
Let me just because I've already explained it to you and you're not getting it.
It's a belief. No. You believe.
No, it's not. I can measure gravity. I can and have measured gravity.
Hold on. In order to measure gravity, it has to be a thing first to measure.
It doesn't need to be a physical object.
It has to exist. You can't measure something that does not exist. First, it has to exist before you can measure it. Okay, so if it exists, hold on. So if it exists, hold on. So if it exists, you should be able to tell me what it is.
Yeah.
You're not getting it.
You ain't telling me anything. The only thing you're telling me. Would you give this motherfucker a gotcha?
You know what gravity is.
Would somebody give this bitch? Can somebody give him a gotcha?
Slick is expressing a belief statement again.
Okay, you got your gotcha, Druss. Could you shut the fuck up now?
like a
Can I
question.
say something?
Why
Can I
someone
say
that doesn't have
something real
beliefs
quick?
keep making belief statements?
Damn. You keep
Now,
on, Dress, you gotcha. Go away.
Slick. Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah, what it is, big time.
Okay, so you got yourself, let's say you have a container, it's got a liquid in it, okay? You don't know what it is. Could be water, could be soda, could be milk. It's a liquid, that's all you know. It's in a container. But you can stick it on a scale and tell how much it weighs, right?
I'm following you. Go ahead.
Okay, so you can weigh that thing even though you don't know what it is. You know there's a liquid, it's sloshing around.
Dude, I heard you. Go ahead. I heard you. Move on. Why are you stuck in this?
Same as gravity. You can measure its effect. You can measure what it's doing. You know it's there, but we just haven't figured out what exactly is causing those forces on a fundamental level.
Okay, now let me tell you what I see. Right. Now let me tell you what I see. Let me tell you what I see and what you just said. What you see is that you see an effect. And what you're doing is that you don't know the cause of that effect. So what you're doing is you're making up a cause and making that effect as that's what the cause is. Now that's what I hear.
No, but you want to.
You made up an idea of gravity.
Dude, that's what you did. You said you see an effect. You don't know what the cause is, so you made up a cause.
No, because the bending of space-time is verified.
No, we were giving an example of something we're seeing. We don't know what it is. You projected gravity, and that's where the religious belief comes.
That's what exactly. No. That's the belief part.
Because
that's the religion
part. You projected your
no,
faith in gravity.
Because it can be verified. The model can be verified against objectively verifiable data
Okay,
points.
hold on.
That's what makes it not a religion. That's what makes it science.
Okay, hold on 1 second. And using your own example with the jar of water, with the jar of liquid. Now, and using your own example.
That
now
wasn't my example.
Whoever it was, you have an effect. So you have an effect, you see something. Now, when you don't know what the cause of that effect is, and you make up a cause, hold on, and you make up a cause, that is a religion.
No, because the bending of space-time is the cause, and that has been measured against that has been measured and verified against the equations. As far as exactly how the intermolecular forces are causing that bending of space-time, or interatomic forces.
That's the religious part. That's the religious part.
No, because we don't know. We don't know. We're not making up.
Okay, that's the religion part.
No.
Hold on a second. Let me explain something to you. Anytime, hold on. Anytime,
you're gonna say it again.
Get it out. Get it out. It's
I'm
hot.
not gonna let you.
Get it out. It's hot. I know it's hot.
Go on mute for a
It's
minute
hot.
until he calms down a bit.
No.
I mean, Area 85, the problem is when he says this is a religion, he's giving a subjective opinion. That subjective opinion, by necessity, is a belief statement.
You're right. You're right.
Instead of gravity, you said God's power. You would say that's religion. I'd say no, it's just God's power. I can account for that. I can say
I wouldn't. We can actually, hold on a second.
You can't verify God with a measurement.
If you're saying God's power is a religion, what I would
you say gravity, I'll say God's power. We'll both be religious.
Verify that with a measurement.
Can I actually just finish a point? You can say God's power is not a religion. Yeah. A religion is the formal codification of a set of practices that you do to worship a deity. If you don't have that, you don't have a religion.
Well, that's gravity.
There is nothing around that. So Slick has given his belief on what he thinks religion is.
That's
I've given my belief on what I believe a religion is, and we seem to be disagreeing on the points of what a religion is. So
you don't speak for me. You can only speak for you. You can't speak for me.
Every time you speak for me, you're making a belief statement. Every time you tell me what I believe or I think, you are making a belief statement, Slick.
I don't have beliefs, so I can't make a belief statement.
You don't have beliefs, and you keep.
I can't make a belief statement. I can't make a belief statement because I don't have them.
You've made loads today.
I don't. Now you want to keep going round and round on this. We're talking about gravity right now. So anyway,
we were talking about originally.
Hold on now.
We had gotten off of gravity, and we were talking about.
But somebody brought it back up.
You did, and we were talking about how you think space is a religion. By the way, I happen to know.
I didn't say space was a religion. What are you talking about? Why are you misrepresenting me? I didn't say anything about space.
I happen to know for a fact space is real. By the way, just for the record.
Okay, well You believe it.
Dude, what we're talking
no,
about,
I don't
listen.
believe it. I happen to know that for a fact.
Okay, Sandy, this is what I'm talking about.
Would you like to know how I know that for a fact?
Cleanser, give me 1 second with him. The only thing I'm saying, Sandy, is this. If you see an effect and you don't know what the cause of that effect is, and you decide to make up a cause, that is a religion. Period.
Okay, let me reply to that. What we have, what Einstein's equations are, is a model. And so if we plug in stuff to solve that model and it matches what we're seeing in reality, then the model is verified. And if there are no examples where that model has ever been falsified, then we consider it fact.
Math can do that.
So let me ask you this. Now let me ask you this. So are you saying that in your model of mathematics, gravity is in that mathematics? That's what gravity is? Mathematics?
Yeah.
Mathematics.
That's what physics is in general, is mathematics. It's all math.
But
if you don't have
can math, hold on. So can math, so I'm asking you, can math actually have an influence on physicality?
When your math,
it's just a simple question. It's a simple question.
Whoever said physics is just math doesn't speak for all.
Can math have an effect on physics?
When your mathematical model matches the data that you're collecting in reality,
not my question.
Then it is an accurate representation.
It's not my
reality.
question. I didn't ask you that. I said, can math have an effect on physical reality?
Can I
mean,
this?
as an engineer, absolutely.
So you're saying math? Okay, so you can take math and make it affect a physical reality. Like, in other words, you could take an equation and touch physical reality with this equation?
Yeah, such as calibrating a pressure transmitter. Yeah.
No, dude, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm saying, can you take
how about
math?
the algorithm that
Dude, would you still, Justin, you hear me talking? Justin, you hear grown folks talking?
Slick.
Now,
when I'm asking, anybody grown up talking,
can you take?
Little crybaby.
I know, but dude, you can't just interrupt anytime we're having a conversation.
Why don't you wait for a break? I haven't heard an adult yet.
Wait for a break before you just jump in.
I know. I've tried to wait for a break, and every time I do, someone talks over me. So I thought I'm just going to butt into the conversation.
Okay, but go ahead, Druss. Okay, go ahead, Druss. Take the floor. Go ahead, Druss.
Yeah, a very simple example of maths affecting reality. We have algorithms that control traffic lights in cities. Those algorithms control the movement of physical things.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. But thanks for stopping in.
That's the traffic light.
I said what I am asking is can something that is non-physical affect something that is physical? That's what I'm asking.
Give you an example.
Yes, demons.
Giving an example, he's just asking for you to give an example. Mathematics is a supernatural thing. It's not tangible. You can't touch mathematics.
Supernatural, you twat.
It is. It absolutely is.
Mathematics is a concept.
It's not supernatural. It's
made up idea that
nothing
we use.
supernatural about it. It's
not a real tangible thing, man.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't make it supernatural.
Magnetism's not supernatural. What are you talking about?
Mathematics and any other conceptual idea like love or hate, these are all conceptual ideas.
Let me finish.
I've got a math degree and I say you're wrong.
Yeah, let me finish what I was going to say.
Okay, we've both done math in college, that's fine.
Doesn't the flat earth rely on math as well? Come on, man.
I've not used math. I've not used it yet.
No wonder.
Okay.
I could use. You can use math to actually explain anything, believe it or not.
If math isn't physical, how do you have a bank account?
Money and all this stuff is an illusion. Well, listen.
I'm trying to argue that.
You can use math to explain absolutely anything. Do you just?
No, I'm not talking about the money.
So don't use it to prove
how do you have an actual bank account without math?
Well, can you walk into a
set of numbers?
Let me ask you this: can you walk? I'm sorry, I apologize.
I'm making a point.
I said I apologize, bitch.
Yeah, you only have to apologize once, all right? You don't have to apologize twice.
Go ahead, bitch.
The thing is, with a bank account, it has a sequence of numbers that actually have a mathematical representation of your bank branch, the location of your bank branch, and your account number.
That's
Without
fine.
that set of numbers, you won't be able to access your bank account, and that is a mathematical construct.
I agree. But listen.
Well, I got I got a question. Can I write something down on a piece of paper and hand it to the teller and say, "Yo, I got $1 million in here. See that number? Could you give me my $1 million, please?" So is it that simple?
I've got a good.
$1 million
I've got a good
is real.
for you.
You gotta go.
Wait. Do you want me to answer this question? I wasn't talking about fucking money.
Well, you just brought up bank accounts, man. What do you mean?
Yeah,
You can't
no,
just
I was
hop around
talking
like
about
that.
the
We're trying to.
numbers. I was talking about the numbers that make up your bank account. Whether you got $0 or $1 million, it doesn't matter how much money's in there. It's about the account number.
But we're still using math to show you that you can make up any number, right?
No, you can't make up any number and automatically have that bank account. It is a set number that's assigned to you using mathematical numbers.
So if somebody gave me $1 million, I'd have just hypothetically a lot more than I used to.
Okay,
it's not real. It's not a real idea.
No, listen. What part of a BSB number has to do with the amount of money you have?
When I look at my bank account, I see a number. It's not a real thing, but I can think of it as being real.
Talking about your PIN number, dude. Come on.
But actually, he's also made a good point, the fact that money, which is really an intangible concept, has an effect on reality because I can use it to buy concrete items.
I've got another
What about time? Is time a fictitious supernatural thing too?
It's a measured concept, just like most mathematical concepts are. It's measured. It doesn't necessarily exist in reality.
It's not a.
They're just tools of measure.
In science, it's not a concept if you can measure it. It's
a tool of measure.
Measuring is an idea of mathematics.
Measure. Time is not a tool. Time is a quantity that can be measured and verified.
Anything that's a quantity is a used mathematically way of explaining. Quantities are mathematical. Measurements are mathematical. These are all conceptual ideas.
Let me just give another example. So I scratch built a 3D printer a few years ago. I've got mathematical equations running that 3D printer that make physical objects. There's your example of math affecting reality. There you go.
Another one.
Math isn't easy. That. What you did in the real world.
Yeah, it is. I wrote the damn code for the printer, bro.
What you did in the real world affected it happening, not the math.
The math is what is driving the printer. The math is what is
without the math, would it work?
No.
No.
Yes, it would. It would work without the math. You don't even need math.
How would you know? I built the printer.
Listen.
Have you built the 3D printer?
I'll give you an example. Listen. I can use art to draw a picture.
Stick with
I don't have to use math,
example.
but it's
stick
still
with the printer example, though.
I'm talking about
how would you make a 3D printer work without mathematics and coding?
I can make anything in the real world without using mathematics, and it be real.
All right, how would you make a 3D printer in the real world without mathematics and coding? Go.
I can build a building. I can build any sort of object without using math.
No, stick to the 3D printer. How do you make a 3D printer in the real world?
Well, I've never made one, but I'm giving you.
Avoiding the question is what he's doing.
Did you say you can make a building without math?
Well, you can make a small one, to be fair. I can make a shed without worrying too much about the math. I just build it. But if I want to build a 10 or a 20-story building, then I'm going to need some math to go behind it to make sure it's actually going to stay standing up. I could do it by trial and error. Well, is someone actually talking? Because I can't hear anything.
Trust, would you fix your fucking mic, dude?
Yeah, for some reason I can't hear anybody. I don't know why. I'm just going to go back out.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Does Slick believe in numbers?
Nobody was talking. You were fine. You weren't over talking anyone.
Druss is talking. Druss' mouth is running in the background.
What? I can't hear him.
I couldn't hear anybody else. I think Sinclair and Nate were speaking, but I can't hear them. I don't think anyone else can.
Everyone except Foolish.
What the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Shut the fuck up.
Huh?
We can't hear them, Slick.
Who are they?
I don't hear Nate at all. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Nate.
Druss'
Yeah,
mouth
Nate
is running
was
in
talking.
the background.
I only hear you.
Okay. So is Sin still here?
I can't hear Sin. Weirdness.
Is he?